So welcome to Bunny's Designs. I just wanted to have a bit of a play with my inktence blocks. And so I've taken them out of the tin, and the tins that Derwent have listened to people when they said that they were flimsy. So there's a piece of cardboard, so if you picked it up now it would be flimsy, but now there's a cardboard underneath, so when you pick that up as well. So I pick this up, and then I pick this up, and then I take the blocks out. So there isn't an issue with the plastic covering, and these are not in plastic trays anymore. It's kind of like foam, so they're all set in foam. So they're all cushioned and they're all protected, which is probably why none of them broke. So they're all in this little kind of cushion little cradle, shall we call it. So I wanted to play with them, so I've taken them out. So we've got the yellows to greens, and then we've got the greens. Oh no, it's the yellows to reds, purples and blues. Then we've got the greens, and then at the last we have the fawns and the browns. So these are quite difficult to see the colour of. So I'm using my little book of colours, which are the Derwent Inktense pencils, but they're identical. So I'm going to look here and think that I would like the dark aquamarine, which is 1210, and find 1210 here. 1210 is here. And so I know that if I use this, I'm going to get these shades, which if you were looking at this, you wouldn't necessarily think you were going to get these tones. And the same with the browns here. If I wanted a dark chocolate 1930, 1930 is this one here. And again, they're easy to pop out because it's a bit of foam now. It's a foam cushion. So it's 1930. So I know that this is dark chocolate, and all those tones are attainable from here. So I'm going to have a play. As I say, I'm going to use my little book of colours, which isn't far away, and I'm going to have a play on this page, I think, here. And I had a spot of bother, so I put... So I'm going to have the inktence things here, and then I'm going to have the drawing here. And I'm going to be able to pop them out because I'm going to scratch a little bit of colour. So I want to find out the colour of these. And so I think there's a hot red, which is kind of a bit pinky, and then we have the reds on the other side here. So sometimes I like the hot red. I think the chili red is quite nice. Poppy red is quite nice. I think poppy red's probably the better. Poppy red is quite nice for toadstools. So I need 104. Is it a number? 1404. Or 330. It's my writing. it's my writing. I would guess I don't have to use poppy red. I can use scarlet, which is not as pinky. 0320, so 0320 is this one. So again, I know that all those shades I'm going to get from here. So what I'm going to do is just... Is that blue tack still stuck on the book? Yes, it is. I had a piece of blue tack stuck on the book. Let's put my book there. And I'm just going to kind of very carefully... Now, I'm not pressing on. I'm just kind of rubbing, because I don't want such a lot of colour. Because and I'm going to do the other one while I'm there. And you don't press on, so that's actually quite nice. So I'm going to put that back, and that's all I've used. Tiniest little bit on that corner. So pop that back where it goes. I'm not using the water brush. I don't like water brushes. The only one I like is this one. Is the Derwent #1, because it's smallest and it's driest, but it's not a big enough space for here. So I need my #3 rigger. And that's going to give me a continuous amount of dampness, which is perfect for this. So I'm dunking in my little water pot, which I'll probably keep over here now, probably better, and twisting to a point on the baby wipe. And then I can zoom in. And we can see what I'm doing. So, I need a spare piece of paper. Now, because I'm making these colours up, I'm not really checking them. Oopsie. But I do have my colour guide in my colour book, but if you didn't, then you would want a spare piece of paper, because you've got a nice edge there. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to manipulate that colour. Oopsie. Now you can build up shades and you can build up layers with these inktence blocks, because once they have dried, it becomes set. It's not like a watercolour. It's set, so it will not move. So you can put another colour on top and it's not going to affect your other colour. So we're going to build this up into a very, very bright mushroom colour. Although I like this particular book to be kind of pastel-y shades, but this is inktence blocks. Now it is a little bit salmony pink, this salmony pinky red, although I was using scarlet. Yeah, I used scarlet, didn't I? So it's a cold orangey red. And I can keep my page quite flat. And again, once you've activated it, it reacts like a watercolour, but it isn't a watercolour, it's an ink. It's a water-based ink. So I can manipulate this where I want with a damp brush, and then it'll be set. So I can bring out a lovely highlight on this bit here. So I thought I'd have a play in this book, Daydreams, because I haven't been in it for a while. And I thought the inktence blocks needed a bit of experiment with, because I haven't played with it for a long time. Now that looks quite orangey, but it isn't. It's the colour. It's actually it's it's a red. It's a scarlet red, but it does look quite orange there, but it isn't. So apologies for colour control. It's obviously out. So I like the look of this one. Sometimes you can look at colours. Most of the time you can. And again, I'm going to start here, and then where the dots are for shadow. Oopsie. So you can use these dry, or you can use them, spray them and use them as a wet. But I thought for a colour book it would be better to use them dry. And we've got kind of this shadow effect. So obviously the mushrooms are quite tall, but there is a little bit of, this brush is a little bit small for this space, but it's fine. I'm going to swap in my little bag. I have so I took them out. Now I've got some blue ones here. These are slightly big. I'm going to use these, and these are Dale Around It Aquafine, and there's a number 6, a number 4 and a number 2, and they're going to be bigger, so it just gives you a bit more manoeuvrability with the colour. And so I need an underneath colour now for the mushrooms, and that's normally a brown, but it's normally quite a oak, which is 1730. So we need an oak. I think it's down here, 1730, which is down here. So that to me looks greeny, but it says it's 1730, so I know it's that colour. So I'm just going to go in, and that's the beauty of the inktence blocks, is you can block colour in using this flat edge, and then you can use the corner if you want that little bit denser colour. And they last quite a long time. Just take the tiniest bit off there. Popped it back in its little soft marker, so I don't want a biggest brush, probably the number 4. You need the damp rigger to manipulate this, activate it to be a watercolour. So if you do not activate all this colour, it will move. If you activate it all, it'll be fast when it dries. So you've just got to make sure that you activate it all, but always err on the air of caution. Can't remember the phrase, sorry. Err on the side of caution. That we go. So if you're not sure, don't stick a brush on it and wet it again, because you might think it would move. But as long as you've manipulated it enough, all the particles have to be immersed in water to ensure that it's fast. Oh, have I broken chat? Sorry. Probably broken chat. I don't know what I've done now. Oh, hi, welcome to Bunny's Designs. Who's talking about bunny stew? Hi, Stargazer, welcome to Bunny's Designs. Dorothy's talking about bunny stew because we did a bunny cam with the live bunnies. Wouldn't be much of a stew. They're only just under a month old, 2 months old. So there's not much meat on them. They're getting podgy, but they're not enough for a bunny stew. Besides the fact Samantha would murder me. Right, so looking at all these beautiful greens. And I love that it's very, very soft, this. It's a spongy kind of soft foam kind of a cradle to cradle all these crayons, so they're easy to pop out. I think my other one was in a plastic one, so of course that's really nice. So Derwent have rethought their packaging, which is wonderful. So I don't know what colour I want, so I'm going to look at the greens in my little book, because there's a lot of greens, and I think these should be quite pale, these. So I've got an apple green. I quite like the apple green. Hooker's green is always nice, but I think I'm going for apple green, I think. Or maybe not, maybe Hooker's green, which is 1520. So of course you would never really pick it out of here. So we need 1520, which is this one. So again, I'm just going to just tilt it and just ease it out. It pops out quite nicely. You do have to keep them flat because they will move. It's foam, and they will snap if you held them on the end. I would think they would snap. So this is 1520, which is Hooker's green. So what I'm going to do is just scratch a little bit, and I mean you could get a line if you wanted. I just want the tiniest bit in the bottom, because what I'm going to do is use my number 4 rigger, which is a bit of a taller one, and I'm going to manipulate this. But remember what the rigger does. It gives you a beautiful watercolour effect. So we've gone from quite a vivid Hooker's green, and we're going to get a very pale one. So again, I really like that. So again, tiniest amount, so you can just, to save time, just very gently scratch the smallest amount in the corner. And you need a clean brush because... Oh dear, I do apologise. Sorry, I do apologise. Thank you, darling. Yeah. Sorry about that. It's the postman. It's the postman. I'll just turn the volume off for a moment. Sorry about that. Yes. Oh, he's gonna bite the packaging now. I bought a Fitbit. No, actually it isn't. It's the other one I've bought. from it's not a Fitbit, what it's called, because I am getting very, very, very lazy and unfit. So I've bought an activity sleep tracker, and I did a lot of research, and it's just for swimming because obviously I can't run. It's got the running man. Because I went into I said to my daughter, push me into PC World, because they had the Fitbits and things in the window, and the activity trackers. And she says, "Mother, don't be silly." And I said, "No, no, no, don't go. Just take me in, please." And of course, it's always terrible. They don't want to push me where I want to go. So I had to throw a bit of a paddy, and then they took me in and they were tutting and going, "You silly woman in a wheelchair looking at fit things." I went, "No, no, but I can swim. I can swim, and it tracks your sleep patterns, because my sleep pattern is pants at the moment." So, and it also has a fantastic app, because I was looking at the app, and it also does diet as well. So I thought, right, we're going to really give it a go now, because I'm 55 in September and I feel and look 155. And so I wanted to find out if I could make myself fitter even though I'm in a wheelchair. So there we go. And it has some steps on it. Now I do potter around, although I suffer for it. I potter around the Abbey. It's the only place I potter, because I just do. So I need to potter around the house as well. But even pottering, obviously I'm not going to get 10,000 steps. I'm hoping to get 4,000 steps. But I think you'd be quite surprised pottering. I think you'd be quite surprised pottering. But just because you're in a wheelchair doesn't mean to say you can't get fit. So, and every step is painful, I have to add. So, it is, when I get my little star, I'm going to put it on tomorrow to see just how many steps I do in a typical day. But I have started to cook since hubby's been poorly. So you're standing up, and I don't stand up for long, but I stand up. I have a seat by the cooker so I can perch. So I'm not sure if perching is. I'm not sure if perching is. Oh, is it not right with the stream? It's the Withings, because that was the best app. I spent 3 days watching all the videos, and Withings has a fantastic app that you do not even have to have this, but this is for swimming, and it's a very simple one. But when you push it, it tells you the time, and that's what I wanted, because I'm blind without my glasses. So if I'm swimming, and I say swimming, moving about in the water, shall we say, and I can never see the clock, so this tells you the time. So it's just to keep. Now there is one that vibrates every time you've sat for too long, but that's no good for me, because some days I sit and I can't move, so that isn't very practical for me. This one is just purely for me. Oh, I can't open it now, because I can use it when I swim. Now I can't swim a length at the moment, but I'm just trying to open it. So this is the little thing here, I think. And you can clip it on as well, which is another one. Have a look. This is, oh, it's here, look. This is the actual little thing, and you can put it on your strap. So if you were running or cycling, you'd put it on your shoe, or you can put it on your chest. But the other reason I got this is others need charging up. This is a battery. So this is it. I'm not sure if the battery's in there, but might as well just do this. I'll stop this video and I'll start one with my little fit thing. because otherwise it'll be waffling forever. So thank you for watching. This is the Derwent Inktense, but quite nice pastel colours, I think, although that is a bit orange, but it is pinkier than that. But you can get some really nice watercolour effects with the blocks, and they're very quick. So thank you for watching.